All right. Well, good morning, people. This is me, Guy. California Times. Yes, I still have a name of the show, California Times. And January 9, hiding behind my glasses, January 9, 21, 22, 23, advancing through the circles of time. Um, Welcome. And a lot of rain here in California. We haven't washed away yet. Still here. A couple of trees have fallen down locally here and there, but the creek hasn't risen over the banks yet. So that's a good news. So I got a video here in the mail. Lonely are the brave. Kirk Douglas. I saw this many, many years ago. I'm going to have to get my handkerchief out when I watch this tonight. That's my memories of it from 40 years ago. Uh, this is I've heard this is Kirk Douglas to say this is supposedly his favorite role. So Kirk Douglas ignites the screen with one of his most personal roles as a cowboy on a collision course with the modern world. And lonely are the brave. So, all right, I'm jumping off on that collision course with the modern world, collision course with civilization, because I think we're all scratching our head about this civilization. And, you can take a more confrontational approach or I don't know what kind of approach you take. Now, I've started another book here. I really was looking forward to reading this book over a while. This is one of the New York Times 10 best books of the year. There, Tommy Orange. I would love to have an interview with Tommy. As it deals with the the people who are on a collision course, the first people of North America who are on the kind of right there with the bullseye of being on the collision course with modern civilization, um, Native Americans. And it's very Bay Area centric, and it seems to be all about Oakland and based on his own experience. And I'm moving along in it. But I want to say there's a couple of things that he throws out as sort of historical stuff. And historically, you know, the uh, national, you say racism or bigotry of the times combined with our violence, etc., proneness to violence, which we've mastered that in this civilization, thankfully. Wink. But anyhow, there's just like a lot of you know history that, and the whole thing was pretty horrible in so many ways. But I still have to like look and want to correct him on a few things because it made me search. What was I looking for? My the Teddy Roosevelt thing, which I didn't know about, and the teddy bear. Let's see, do I have it? Damn it, I thought I saved it. Let's see, this is with Opal Viola, yeah. So, so the story about how the teddy bear got named and how Teddy Roosevelt, who liked to hunt everything, anything alive, he killed. I was just reading the list in his Wikipedia, something like 11 lions and 15 rhinoceroses, and oh, he just loved to shoot and kill things, which was not that uncommon, particularly for I think our stupid European-based white civilization as it was exploring Africa or North America and just having a heck of a time with our guns shooting things. Uh, so Tommy says, uh, through the voice of one of the characters, oh, through the voice of the teddy bear. This is very cool. or it's interesting, anyways. Columbus called you Indians. For us, it was Teddy Roosevelt's fault. How? asked Oakland. He was hunting bear one time, but then found this real scraggly old hungry bear, and he refused to shoot it. Then in the newspapers, there was a comic about that hunting story that made it seem like Mr. Roosevelt was merciful, a real nature lover, that kind of thing. Then they made the little stuffed bear and named it Teddy Bear. Teddy's bear became Teddy Bear. What they didn't say what he was that he slit that old bear's throat. It's that kind of mercy they don't want you to know about. And how do you know about any of this? She asked the teddy bear. Teddy bear answers, you got to know about the history of your people, how you got to be here. That's all based on what people done to get you here. Us bears, you Indians, we've been through a lot. They tried to kill us, etc., etc. But anyways, I mean, the story that I found, Tommy, regarding the teddy bear was not quite as you put it. And in fairness to Teddy Roosevelt, who I'm not a huge fan of Teddy Roosevelt, but I don't know. I guess he was part of the American leadership problem of his age, and many people thought that he was a good leader, but not in terms of what was going on with the Native Americans. I certainly grant you that. But anyway, so what I found was a couple of different stories that go just a little deeper into it. Um, and this is the first one I acknowledge is from the Roosevelt website, Teddy Roosevelt. It said it all started with a hunting trip President Roosevelt took in 1902 in Mississippi at the invitation of Mississippi Governor Andrew Longino. After 3 days of hunting, other members of the party had spotted bears, but not Roosevelt. Now what? The president's bear hunt would be a failure. The next day, the hunt guides tracked down an old black bear that the dogs had trailed quite a distance and attacked. The guides tied the bear to a willow tree and called for the president. Here was a bear for him to shoot. But Roosevelt took one look at the old bear and refused to shoot it. He felt doing so would be unsportsmanlike. However, since it was injured and suffering, Roosevelt ordered that the bear be put down to end its pain. Word of this hit newspapers across the country, and the cartoonist picked up on the story, drawing a cartoon showing how President Roosevelt refused to shoot the bear while hunting in Mississippi. All right, so I admit that is from Teddy Roosevelt's own website. And I was just looking for anybody who would give me a little details on this stuff besides the kind of one-liner that Tommy Orange does there. In 1901, this is from some guy's weblog out of France that he's a political commentator. I don't really know. It's in French, except it's translated in English. His name is Gary Littman. I think he's an expat. He says, in 1901, on a 10-day hunting trip in Mississippi, the president was keen to shoot a bear. His enthusiastic team chased an old black bear into a watering hole. Cornered by hunting dogs, the bear swiped several with its paws, killing one. The bear was bashed and tied to a tree, ready for the president to take aim. Roosevelt refused to shoot the injured and bloody bear. He said it would be unsportsmanlike, and instead the bear was knifed to death by two other hunters. It was certainly no picnic. I think he's making a joke regarding the teddy bear's picnic. So anyway, it seems to present a slightly different story. I mean, why am I nitpicking? There are about 4 or 5 other things in the beginning that that I don't. I think the whole overall drama of white civilization and the Native Americans, the collision course with civilization is pretty ugly and horrible. But anyways, Teddy's bear became Teddy Bear. What they didn't was say was that he slit that old bear's throat. It's that kind of mercy they don't want you to know about. Well, you see, it's a sort of a different story that we're getting, Tommy. And but I'm looking forward to finishing this book, and and it's incredibly well reviewed, and I was really looking forward to reading it. I still am. And a lot of us are still on some kind of collision course with civilization, or like white men, black men, not on a collision course, but where sometimes we just don't know if it's going to kill us all. And I think there's sort of a unity uh, of all of us. That reminds me of Martin Luther King's quote. Martin Luther King coming up, that he thought that all the races on the planet need to be free, to be liberated, all the races. And Malcolm Luther, uh, Malcolm X, reiterated that. Um, Killing birds for no reason. That was a dream I had. I just wrote, looking at something I wrote down. It was just a vision in a dream. These birds were attached to humans, and somebody was killing them, and to me that was about um, people we disagree with, killing birds for no reason. In this dream that I saw, somebody was trying to kill these birds, and it just made me think that that was just a metaphor in my brain, my dream of humanity trying to deal with its enemies, these other people who are just birds. Anyways, I've gone on more than my 5 minutes, and I didn't get to Bob Dylan's The Modern Philosophy of Music. But cheers, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Talk later. Bye bye. Hide Safari. Hide this. There I am. Oh, I wasn't even looking at myself, but now I am. All right. See you later, all. Ciao.